Good evening, people. I am live for the Creators Hangout. We do these every time I have a Kickstarter. I started at, I don't know, maybe Voodoo Nations, I think, is when I started it. But basically, what we do is we kind of sit, we kind of chat, we kind of talk about comics. Probably be a little shorter tonight than normal because it is, you know, Thanksgiving Eve. So, I want to give everyone time to set up stuff with their families, all that stuff. If you are a creator, you are more than welcome to message me. I will invite you in the program. I ask that you have something to promote, or at least if you don't have something to promote, you can hang out. But if somebody comes in with something to promote, we're going to boot you out to try to make that happen, guys. But good evening. How's everybody doing? How's everything going? Let me turn on the comments because I cannot see them yet. I see a lot of people watching, so I know that you guys are up. Hopefully, houses are clean and you guys are ready for visitors tomorrow, or even better, you're leaving and you don't have to clean. My wife is going to have to pick up a little bit tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I'll have a chance to help her because I have to get up and pick up my daughter to bring her to Thanksgiving. So it's going to be a crazy day, but I'm excited. How are you guys? How are you? Daniel, God must you do this when I'm already in my PJs just winding down. I'm busy cleaning all day. See? Daniel's talking what I'm talking about. Well, Daniel, you don't have to be in your pajamas. You don't have to come on. It's all good. We're going to talk about some stuff. Why I'm waiting for people to come on and to check everything out. Again, leave a comment. I know we got people on YouTube. We got people on Facebook. Come hang out with us. Talk about comics. It'll probably be a little slow tonight, I assume, with everything going on. We're going to be talking about the Holiday Spirits campaign, of course. Let's see where we're at with that. Let's show you guys. We are at $10,628 with 326 wonderful backers. Thank you guys so much. You guys are just killing this campaign. It's really, really cool. It's one of our most successful campaigns yet. Super excited to get this out to you guys. Super excited about it. As I wait for people to come on, hold on. What we got? Brian Ross. I've been prepping my art portfolio while I care the little ones. Oh, all right. That's what's up, Brian. I can come on, but I might need to have camera off. Plus, I really don't have anything remote tomorrow. It's all good, man. It's all good. In fact, if nobody comes on, I'll just chill. It's not an issue. I'm having lag issues, so I don't hear you. That's why. Oh. Can other people hear me? Does anybody else having issues? Eating my friends. Andrew, let's apologize to Andrew. I'm going to go big to apologize to Andrew. So Andrew was supposed to have me on the show at 7 o'clock. And unfortunately, I went to Walmart. And when you go to Walmart and it's Thanksgiving, anything can happen. So I was at Walmart way longer than I needed to be. It caused a delay, and I didn't make it to my interview. And I know, Andrew, that you say it's no issues, but I'm saying it's an issue. It's all good. We should make sure you try to make a priority. But gratefully, I've done a lot of with Andrew, so he knows that it's not a typical thing that I've been going on. But laugh out loud. 3-hour wait is what I hear. It was a long wait. Yeah. We talked at 7, but it's all good. I love the guy. He's a good guy, and I just don't want to let anybody down. So, that's it. That's all I got to say. I love the guy. I think he's great. I think he does a great show. Kyle Willis is in the house. His wonderful shop over at Cowabunga Comics. Sorry, it was a little slow today. But yeah, that's what's up. That's what's going on. Again, we're doing a showing tonight. If you're a creator, you're more than welcome to come on and hang out with me. I've already sent the link out to the creators in the chat that we had going on today. It's okay if they don't show up. It's not a big deal. We're going to talk about this book. We're going to try to get it funded. We're already funded. We're trying to do some other cool stuff with it. We're going to open a bag in a minute, see what's in the bag. What do we got for Brian? Brian, it's going to demonstrate my inking, coloring, and have enough personal work in history to showcase. Yeah. I think that's really awesome. And I envy artists as a whole, right? So if I go to a con and I'm telling my wife, hey, there's an editor there that I need to meet. In fact, I don't say that enough to my wife. In fact, when I go to a con, that should probably be the first thing. Hey, is there any editors that we need to meet? But if you're an artist, you can just bring your portfolio, right? Just bring your thing. I have one by my feet somewhere. Well, I did. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's right over there. Nate, can you grab me that portfolio? Nope, right there. Hold on. So you guys just bring one of these things and you show all your cool work. Here, we'll show you mine. Look, I got some Tyler Carpenter stuff in there. I got some, this is the broke down cover for issue 4 from the guy from Grit. We got some pages from Broke Down. So you guys show all your pages. I show some art, some prints that I've got done. This is from Martha. This is SpongeBob, in case you need SpongeBob. See? But anyway, so you fill out this thing, you kind of show them, they critique it, give you some things. I even have some ones in the back that I haven't put in. But anyways, if you're a writer, what you got to do is you got to finish your book, and then you got to hand them it, right? You got to hand them your comics, your finished comics. You got to kind of walk away and hope everything's good, right? So you hand them your finished work, and you go, hey, hopefully you like it. I worked really hard on these, and they like it. They take it home. You give them the right contact information. They reach out to you. But, you basically need your artist to kind of sell your writing. So it's kind of a cool thing. Had an emergency grocery run for milk and craisins at the local supermarket. It was a madhouse. Well, I have a 2-year-old, so milk is always a thing. But craisins, I don't know if I would go out for craisins. We got Mr. Waterworld here.
Hey, Travis, how you doing? I'm doing well, thanks. We'll do a quick audio check here. I got a dishwasher running in the background. I hope that's not causing any distortion or anything.
Are you still in the other side of the house because you have the kids?
I am, yeah. My son is an avid gamer, so actually upstairs we have like a little video room and podcasting room. But he's using it right now. Which a couple of, he does the Minecraft thing, and he does a couple of these like the historical gaming. Do you know what Hearts of Iron is?
No.
It's one of these super nerd games with the alternate histories, like, what if Hitler would have taken over? What if the Russians would have taken over? And you have to try and, join one of the sides and defeat whoever the other one is, basically.
Right. Well, you're in luck tonight. Though we're doing a Creators Hangout, we're not going to be on it forever. I'm going to try to keep it to an hour tonight because
that'd be great. That'd be great, man. And again, I appreciate this so much. This has been helping me, Travis.
I hope so. That's why we do it. It helps me. It helps everybody. And I love to talk to the creator people.
Yeah.
The lag on my end is killing me. I hope it gets stable. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Nobody else is complaining about the lag, so I don't know. I don't know what's up. We got enough watchers, so I think we're good. Let me open up your campaign and see where you're at because I haven't checked.
Absolutely.
The last time I checked, you were at 80 backers. Have we increased? I think
I'm still 80.
I care about the 100.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. And I did just between us, I did start plotting out a 100 Days. It's called. It's the sequel to the story featuring robot Audrey Hepburn.
Okay, all right.
Kind of the deal I made on the side there with Chris Tomasma. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know Chris. Yeah.
I don't know him too well, but I'm a man of my word. I'm going to be ready if this hits 100.
You're going to be ready just in case. All right.
Yeah.
So let's look at your campaign real quick. Just bring it up. So this is Lost at Sea, guys.
Correct.
Love this. I love this campaign. It's part of the Waterworld Chronicles. There's 4 days left. He's definitely going to hit that 100 because at you know what happens at 48 hours, right?
Well, it happened last time. Like I say, I'm not 100% sure how you guys gauge it. Like I'm
sure, yeah. Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I started out and I got a small mailing list and stuff, but I did the first one. I think that was 1,000 or 1,500, and the second one, or no, excuse me, I said it wrong. It was 1,000, and the second one was 1,500, and then this one's 2,000.
Right. All right. So go to your back of your campaign. Can you go to the back of your campaign?
Yeah.
And this is information you can share publicly. Nobody's going to care. And guys, this is for anybody who's Kickstarter creators and you don't know this, you're going to learn something. We're going to talk about some of the behind the scenes of Kickstarter. All right. So in the back section, there is a project followers.
Okay.
You see it? It's you click dashboard and scroll down. It should be right under all the referrers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, got it. Or where are you going? Below activity?
So it's below referrers. You'll see project followers. You see project followers?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So that number, what's the number to the left? What does it say?
148.
Okay. And how many converted?
24. 16%.
Okay. And that's like probably a 18% or 15%?
Yeah, 16 it says.
16? Okay. So at the 48-hour mark, everyone on that number, the 148, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Are going to get an email from Kickstarter saying, hey, you looked at this campaign, you asked for us to be notified. They're going to send an email to them. That's why you see a big jump at 48. They're also going to do it again at the 24.
Right.
So all of those will get it, and you'll get a percentage of those will come over and back your project. Normally, it's a big percentage. So you'll do really good. So for me, my emails have already gone out for both the 24 and stuff, but I had 340 followers, 83 converted, 24%, which is a little bit lower than average, but I expect it to be before the end of the campaign tomorrow. Maybe not because it's Thanksgiving. I expect it to be about 30% because that's average for me.
Yeah, and I want to say too right here, man, your campaign looks beautiful. I've been following it. And of course, we just met each other, but I'm definitely a follower now. I'm planning to get in. Yeah, I'm going to get in on that one tomorrow.
Definitely.
Yeah. And, just the whole design of it. So are you a designer as well, or how do you actually?
Well, I have a web. I have a web design, so I do put it together. This one was actually put together by our letterer. Our letterer designed it. I told him what to put, but he's the letterer put all the designs together.
Who's your letterer here?
Jerome Gagnon. He does all the orange cone stuff.
Oh, I've heard of him. I've heard of him.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Yeah, our letterer does ours too.
So, all right. So what do we got here? I believe AD 1 through 5 converted 34%. Yeah. So he's saying American Dreams. His 1 through 5 converted 34. It goes. It normally hits between 25 and 35 is the average. Yeah. I did have a campaign that did 50%. That was my Cthulhu Invades Wonderland Oz. But I think that's a campaign that people really, really wanted. Like it wasn't just a, hey, maybe I'll back it later. It was I don't want my money taken out of my account. They don't really know how Kickstarter works.
Correct.
They're like, but I need to know, and I'll give you that money at that end stage. So.
Well, I'm pretty happy how it went. I mean, it feels like it's growing organically. Like I'm up 30 or 40% each one. So what I was thinking is this next one, I think I spoke to you briefly about this. So the next volume's already done. That's going to be March, realistically. That's the 2288 series, Water Wars. Right. And by the way, that one looks like the best one yet, if you want my unvarnished opinion. Of course, I'm a little biased, right?
But I think that's the way it's supposed to be, though, right? Like for a writer, that our next thing is the best thing we've ever written.
It's the shiniest. It's the shiniest new thing. Yeah, it's definitely the case here. So that should be March, and I think I might swing for $5,000 or so on that one.
Well, I always recommend keeping your level low. Just because it helps. More people back after you fund. Which is always good.
Right. Kind of a sure thing, right?
Yeah, because it's a sure thing. They know they're going to get it. But the thing that I would recommend for you to do is, though you have a great artist, vary up those variant covers with different styles, man. Like,
it's. I'll definitely take that advice. I'll tell you, the other ones were it's 4 guys each time, which I think the first one I did 3, and then the second one was 4 covers, and I did have definitely a bump in performance because of that. And in this one, we said, hey, well, let's try it if it's one exclusive guy, because he has a little bit of a following of his own sort of built in, and I didn't know if I'd be able to capitalize on that or not. But sure, I do think that there's what do you think of that idea?
Well, the value of sharing it out, more people sharing it out, even if they share it out once, they're sharing it out to a different network. So guy, he can share it as much as he wants. It's only sharing to that one network. If you have 3, It's more likely, and then the more they share it out, the more different guys. Hey, James, come on in here, man. So we've got some other people going to join the stream. Daniel is not going to get dressed, but he is going to join the stream.
Beautiful.
He will not wear pants for me.
No, I am wearing pants. I just don't want to be, in pajamas and screen it and in my bed and everything.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, and I know Matt never wears pants, so Matt is not wearing pants. So
very rarely. Tomorrow,
I hate pants myself. I happen to be wearing them now, but most of these shows, I am not standing up during the show.
That's exactly how I picture you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's good. How are you? Happy pre-Thanksgiving.
Yeah, same to you.
Thanks so much.
Let's bring up the comedian. Let's see how the comedian's doing. I haven't checked it out yet. I haven't actually looked at it at all because I've been busy. I know it's live. I saw the announcement that it was live, but I've just been so busy because of, a little Kickstarter that I got running,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's off to a slow start, but this is my second one. I was spoiled the first one with how well it did. It funded in like a half hour, I think. A lot of family and friends. So this is a new experience for me. But
yeah. The first one's semi-easy because you got the family and friends who will back you big, and the second one, it's harder for them to jump over, and commit,
Right.
But your goal's also $1,000 more too.
Yeah.
So, if you factor that in, you've only been live a couple of days, about a week now, maybe? What do you want?
Yeah, I think it'd be a week on Friday.
All right, let's see that. Show this. You probably haven't even seen this, have you? Have you, Tim?
I haven't.
This is a great little superhero tale. I enjoyed it immensely. It's the second issue. Is this completely done, Matt? I know last time it was.
Yeah, yep. Illustrations are done, and we're just waiting to go to print. We'll go to print as soon as regardless of the outcome of this. But I expect a fun. But regardless, I'm going to print.
I think you'll fun. You got tons of time left. You're halfway there. They say it's not like science, but if you can get to 60%, you have a 54% chance of funding. If you can get to 70, you have like an 82%. It's ridiculously high.
Really?
So, yeah. So it's because Kickstarter again has a huge following and stuff like that. So Daniel,
yes,
did I see that you're going to CTUE2?
Yes, I am.
Nice.
Tabling with my buddy Kyler, and I'm gonna be selling American Dreams from through 5, and I got a couple prints. And Kyler's going to be doing art and his prints and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting because usually I've partnered with a Cat Calamia, another writer. This is my first time tabling with an artist.
Nice. Artists are great. They bring people to the table. People like to see what they're doing. So that's good.
Yeah. Everything's so far going swimmingly. I've sent most of my comics ahead to my aunt who lives out in the suburbs. It's almost all there. One box. I shipped out 2 boxes on Sunday. One of them got there today. The other one still isn't there yet, but it's going to be there by Friday.
Yeah, no. Let me go through these comments. I do see someone in the background. I'll get you in just a minute, man.
Yeah.
So Trish, find an variant artist that shares person that shares extra.
Yeah, it's a good point, and I'll be interested to see after we can compare the stats and see if we actually lost anything from not having an additional variant person. But that's a great point. Thanks for bringing it up. I'm sure willing to look at that.
Yeah, I like to actually hire people outside of our circle. So one of the big things that we try to do, my wife and I, we try to hire people outside of our circle because those are people we don't reach on the regular basis. People who we admire from afar. Those are the people we're going to more than likely ask for variant cover.
Yeah, I've only done the one on American Dreams, but this other book will come out hopefully in March, Night Wrath. You already have 4 potential covers.
Right.
So I'm like, is this overkill? Maybe, but it goes with that whole kind of 90s vibe we're trying to do with this book, so it works.
Yeah, Trish, we'll get those Kickstarters. And we got my new friend. How are you, my friend?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Good. You're at your home. You're on the hotel.
That's right. Finally, huh? But I'll be in a hotel real soon again because, like the other gentleman here, Daniel, I will be at C2E2 as well.
Didn't
So,
we meet in Garden State Comic Fest like 2 years ago?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And so, during my my whirlwind tour of 36 shows that year, yes, I did that.
Yeah.
That was like wild that time.
Yeah.
That's
Not
so
doing
crazy to me. Because you primary ink, right? So inkers tend
Yeah.
to not do great at shows. It's crazy that you do so many, and I assume you do well, or you wouldn't be doing them.
Well, the whole idea was when I got back into the show was to get my name and out there so people would know me. So I basically went to almost every type of show so people would, not only fans but other creators would say, let me get involved with you, because I would meet people next to me and we would talk and find out what they're doing, and all of a sudden, oh, can you ink this? Let's work with this, and that's how it's moved on. Now it's to the point that today I was looking at a posting of another friend of mine, and he says, "Hey guys, remember that the page 1 of your scripts are due." I go like, in a week. I go like, whoa, I got another thing to do. I forgot all about that one, because I got into an anthology that's going to be Kickstarter, but it's for European creators. But apparently I bothered them enough, and they had like a need for a few pages. And I'm like, okay, we'll bring somebody from the U.S. Okay, we'll let you in. We'll let you in on
You're
this
that one guy, right?
the token foreigner. There you go.
Right.
From the other coast. No, for me it's great because I'm going to get into a whole new market. I'm
Sure.
mostly in the U.S. Now. I'll be seen in the Europe area, so you never know. So so that one I'm just I'm going to be writing and drawing the whole thing, and it's one of those funny things that I pitched that to another anthology and didn't make the cut, but I made the cut on this one with the same story. And we're like, okay, I guess it works on this side. So it's on the other side of the pond. So I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I was for Cthulhu 2. Cthulhu's hard to spell. I was declined by Russell. Russell actually turned down my story, but I did it anyways. I just decided to do it, and then once he saw it, he was like, "Oh, I need that story. It needs to go in my anthology." So he was like, "Can you take it down?" And I had to take it down on the internet and get it in the anthology, which is really cool. And I'm super excited. My wife, she did not get the rejection that I got. She got in first try. She's in number 3, which comes out, I think, beginning of the year.
Yeah, I'm in that book too.
Nice.
Yes, that was. I had sort of a funny story with that too. I'll share quickly.
Yeah.
We had a depiction of a Lovecraftian goddess who was sort of buxom, you might say.
Right.
Like she was clearly a female version of the goddess, and we had a little bit of editorial control there. They didn't like, I guess the funny way that I like to phrase it, they were okay with the extinction of all human life, but there was a problem that the female goddess wasn't wearing a bra.
I mean, you got to have standards somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I'm kidding around, but it is, of course, an all ages book. So we just had to trim it back a little bit with like some smoke and effects, that kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really love it. So let's go around the room since we haven't done that yet. I want to show off something, guys, for a second, though. So I'm going to minimize you guys just for a second to show off. I just opened the box for the holiday spirits, and then we're going to go around the room so you guys can introduce yourselves. We'll chat for a little bit. We'll take a look at your Kickstarters. We're going to go over your Kickstarters at this time. It's going to be a little different than last time. We'll go over it. I'll give you about, everyone will get about 10 minutes. So 5 minutes to kind of introduce yourself and 5 minutes for your Kickstarter. If you don't have a Kickstarter, you can use that 10 minutes for whatever. Is everything good with that?
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let me show off these real things. This will be quick. So guys, for those who backed Holiday Spirits in your first 50, look at these. Look at these. Look at that. They all came in today.
That's awesome.
Like I said, we're trying to hit the Christmas deadline, so we ordered everything to make sure we got it. They're in. They're here. It's super cool. I'm excited. So, Tim, you've already talked a little bit, so I'm going to start with Matt. We'll
go for it.
you. So, Matt,
Yep.
where you been? You're not even on the internet when you're not pitching your Kickstarters.
I'm terrible at that, and I really am. I'm not a social media guy. I try to force myself to do it. I think the problem is I try to be too real, so I need to expand my post and stuff. But just so busy. I don't have much to post about. And then this issue just took a long time. You know,
Right.
I wanted to have this back, February of this year, which obviously didn't happen. And things happen, and I understand that. So I just kind of been sitting and waiting for some art and some rewrites that I had to do. And I brought in an editor early on too. I initially started the illustration process, and I said, I think I'm going to bring an editor in. Let's pause. So that was partly my fault. So, but yeah, I'm new to the community still, you know, with number 2, and I'm still watching and learning how, you know, all of you guys handle what you do, and then I try to take, you know, what works for me from that. So, and then my Facebook account got hacked, and Facebook's official policy on that when it happens is tough shit. So I had to start another one, you know, so I lost a little bit of a following there, you know, that
Right.
that may have helped me be a little further along in the campaign. Who knows? But so then that just soured me on Facebook, you know, for a little while till I had to get over that. But yeah,
so tell us about the book. Tell us what's up.
Well, it picks up right where 1 left off. If you didn't get 1, you can pick it up in this campaign, but it's a superpowered stand-up comedian. I think the tagline is, it's like Deadpool, but not as good. And I kind of focus more on building up some characters and the second issue, and there's new characters introduced, which I'm excited about because I know what my plans are for them. But it's really just moving the story along. You know, he kind of landed on the radar of Dick Joke in issue 1, and now you know, we're gonna see how Dick Joke handles that. Dick Joke is the crime boss. This book is really, it's about comedy. It's this basic story, but I try to make it funny. There's jokes, and anything that I think is funny goes in there. It might be a sight gag, it might be an inside joke, it might be a dirty joke, it might be a cheesy joke. But I try to keep a real story, but the main thing I try to put in is some jokes.
Nice. Well, you're at halfway because I just put my pledge in, so you're at halfway.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Yeah, I love this picture of Chuck. Like, that's probably not what I should focus on. I should probably
get to
action things, but this is probably my favorite drawn picture of Chuck. It is.
Yeah.
It is really, really good. Even Joe's really good. Like, look at how tough Joe looks, because he's
an intimidating force, and of course he drew it, so yeah, he's got to really spend some time.
Yeah,
on
he's a loving guy. He is not that tough looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely get it. You know, I think you're on the right track here. You've got everything you need. One of the things that I would advise, if you have the budget, you know, show what they're getting here. That always helps. Not just like this, but actually show the physical books.
Oh, right, yeah.
And a thing. So show it 1, 2, 3, 4. It does make a huge difference. The campaigns that do it tend to fund better and faster.
And the pie chart too.
Yeah, people like the pie chart. I don't always do that, but a lot of people do. So, and I think it's a good idea.
I'll have to look into that.
I know 2 ladies that can help you with promotion and media presence if you want. The info from Meredith and Nina. Happy to share it. So Trisha's saying she can get you on the Raging blog thing. I can't think of what it's called, but
there's also Kat Kalamia's top 10 Kickstarters.
But you can't really apply for that. You just got to hope that you get it.
Yeah.
You can tell her that it's live, though, to let her know.
Yeah.
But good call, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, any help is definitely interesting to me. Like I said, I'm not.
How long is your video here?
I think it's about 1:10. Now, this this trailer was actually made by Aaron at Catalyst.
Okay. Does it have any is the music okay? Because I don't want to get hit by YouTube.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, let's play it real quick since just a minute, and then we'll switch on over.
All right.
As far back as I can remember, I wanted to be a comedian. To me, being a comedian was better than being president of the United States. Even before I first wandered into the club for an after-school job, I knew I wanted to be part of them. It was there that I knew I belonged. To me, it meant being somebody in a neighborhood full of nobodies. They weren't like anybody else. I mean, they did whatever they wanted. At first, my parents loved that I found a job across the street from the house. It wasn't long until my parents changed their mind about my job at the club. Show's over.
But yeah, even that right there, like the cover for issue 2, like I think that's the first time I've seen that cover. I really like that cover.
Yeah, I wanted to put that as the actual banner, but they give you such a tight window that whatever I could choose to put in there, like would cut something off here or whatever. I could have probably had Joe maybe get me a right size for that, but
Well, even just putting it into the campaign, like I'd love to see the covers that you're getting. That's a big deal.
yeah,
I
yeah,
I didn't even realize that, but yeah, your covers aren't here. You need to definitely show your covers, even if you don't do the like pricing thing. You got to show your covers, my dude. Because we want to know what we're buying.
Right. I'll add those.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
add those. I have a variant being worked on too that I plan on adding mid-campaign.
Okay.
But yeah, I will add whatever it takes.
Yeah. Add those covers. Show a cover for 1, and that cover for issue 2 is actually really, really nice. I like it a lot. So, but we'll get there. You're doing all right. You're almost up to your backer goals. You're getting there. So you're getting there. You're at 32. You'll get to 50 very soon. I believe in you, Matt.
All right, I appreciate it. Appreciate the help.
All right, let Daniel tell us what's up. Tell us how you are going to C2E2 and that you're kind of a big deal. Like, explain to us how big of a deal you are, please.
I don't think I'm that much of a.
No, that's what you said, right? That's not what you said.
No,
Yep.
no. I just applied at the same time with New York. At the time I was New York Comic Con. It's ironic because living in New York, you think, I'm easier to get into that show than C2E2, and then the reverse happens.
Right.
So I have to arrange basically everything, or thankfully I booked my flight and hotel early, so that's helps out a lot. It's further away from the convention center, but I'm hitching a ride every day with my table mate, so that helps.
Yeah. And you'll be selling American Dreams, or do you have anything special there? I saw.
I have several copies of the variants.
Okay.
And I have 1 through 5, and I have prints and I have stickers.
Nice. I love the American Dream. I just got the issue 5 and read it. I think I think you did a great job in pacing in that fight scene. So I think you did a good job. You should applaud yourself.
And hopefully we'll have the trade out next summer, which is funny because I made talking about European things. I actually made a deal for a Dutch translation already.
Nice.
And the Dutch translation, apparently, of their version of the trade, it's coming out on my birthday next year, which is supposed to be on the day I'm launching Night Wrath issue 1. So it's like, as soon as I found out, like, from the publisher, I'm like, that's my birthday, right?
That's awesome, man. I'm curious of how a book called American Dream will do in Dutch, but we'll have to see.
Well, they sold a version of the first issue, basically a straight translation with the cover and everything, as in a convention in somewhere in the Netherlands. It sold like 13 copies, but they're redoing the cover. Dodie and Tebby did a new cover for the European market, so that of course helped out for that market. So because the European market is not as superhero centric as we are here,
right?
So every so often you might have to retool the cover dress and everything just to make it work for that market.
Sure.
Well, I think there's a lot of really good little history nuggets in your stuff too, which is really good, as well as the faith stuff, the Jewish faith stuff. So I think it'll resonate with anybody who reads it.
Yeah, and issue 6 is already written and drawn. I just need to find time to get colored and lettered and covers, and I got 12 things I'm juggling, and it's just been nuts. It's like I got American Dreams, Night Raft, Research versus Aliens, which is a 1950s sci-fi book I've been working on. Sadiq, which is what I call my kosher western. That's fully drawn and partially colored already. Night Raft is fully drawn, and we have pages 1 through 10 and 14 colored.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nearly halfway colored. And I've just been working on little side projects here and there, seeing what else I can cook up.
No, absolutely. I think you're killing it.
I just my wish is I could just get things out faster. That's my only one wish. I can only do so much on a shoestring budget.
Yeah. No, we feel the same way. We're looking at the first quarter. We've got so many books, and we're trying to figure out how not only can we afford it, like it's not that necessarily can we afford it, like how do we get it all out in Kickstarter and ship and all that. There's a lot of steps to this process, right? It's not just somebody else handles it. There's a lot of steps to it. So and
I know I'm going to rely on Kat's going to help me with building the Kickstarter. Laura's going to help me with fulfillment.
Right. Listen, I don't know what Kickstarter that is, but I'm sure it's great. If somebody can click on it, tell me what Kickstarter it is, Trish. Yeah.
That's mine. That's my wife.
Okay, that's Matt's. Oh, awesome, Melissa. Yeah. Matt's absolutely Matt's. That's why we got him up to where he's at 1,000 now.
It's just a lot of prep work because I have my schedule already planned for next year is Night Raft in March, American Dreams in the summer, and either maybe a double feature or one or the other of Sadiq and Creatures versus Aliens in the fall, winter. Right. And if I could do it as a double feature, that'd be kind of cool.
And I'm launching you in January with Cthulhu Invades Wonderland.
That's right, because I have a certain story in it.
Yeah. So crazy.
And I can't wait to see Jerome's letters on that because we actually changed a couple, not the text per se, but Damon's art rearranged a couple of things. So
right. Yeah, that's we're trying to finish up this holiday spirits. In fact, my wife is in the room right now, plugging away at making sure the final edits are done, so we can get it off to the printer. So, I mean, we're working hard.
Yeah, so I can actually wait for CVW.
Right, exactly. All right, we're gonna go to the one person not paying attention.
Me?
I want to see if somebody else would be like, me? Did they catch me?
No, I'm like I said, I got deadlines.
I hear you.
It's like incredibly funny how it all has boiled on. What I'm actually doing now over here, let me turn this off here. I'm participating in a bunch of anthologies now, and one of them I just finished 2 stories. One of the stories I finished is it's called Summer Boredom is Dangerous. It's a 2-page story that will be out next year in a Kickstarter for Jeff Weber's book. Is called Stupid Kids, which is basically stories of youth and of mayhem and stupidity.
I heard about this.
And so they're all true stories, supposedly.
Yeah.
And well, this is a 2-pager I did. I worked on it. I wrote it, and it was illustrated by a good friend of mine, Joe Critelli Jr., and the letters were done by Carlos Mangual, another good friend of mine. He works for Marvel in DC. But so that's a nice little 2-page story. It came out great. It has a lot of the like almost like an Archie kind of vibe that I wanted, and that kind of graphic. So it's really good. But then I have a second story, which I'm doing with another buddy of mine, Len Danovich here in New Jersey. But Len got really into a big bind with a lot of work for another project, and he had his vacation coming up, so he's basically was telling me, what can I do? I was like, just throw something on the page and I'll work it. It's not a problem. I can ink anything. Until I got what he did. I was like, it's really, really loose. I mean, so loose. It's like I can't ink over it with the blue line because it will be a mess. So what I'm doing is basically doing a light box. So I'm using it as a background and light boxing it off through there. So I'm trying to get things done. So it's coming. The cool thing is that it comes out really clean,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that he did every panel as a separate sketch. So I'm like working them all. This is not even in order. This is just like trying to get them in a way that I feel comfortable with, and then like I'm working here like you can see now the people are in the car. Thankfully, that scene I can repeat a few times. So that one's a story that is also happened to me, and I just wanted to play with it to make it look like one of those old EC Comics kind of horror stories. That's why the little creatures there because I know nobody else is going to do that in this anthology. Everybody's going to have really funny stories. And it's a fun story, but I wanted to give it like almost like a horror kind of vibe because it's a horrifying, humiliating situation that happens in the end. So I thought, for 17-year-olds, that's probably a horrible story anyway. And then I wanted to show this that I don't have any current Kickstarters right now going on. Everything has been funded and stuff. Travis should recognize this one. I just got my copies the other day. Yep.
Oh, I haven't even got my copies yet.
Well, you gotta beg, man. So anybody who's gonna be a C2, I will have a few of these with me.
Well, let me see it sideways. I want to see how fat it looks. I heard it's big. Oh, look at how that's a big fat book. I like that.
It is pretty. Look at this puppy. Yeah, and
book.
And there's a lot of good friends of mine here. You know, Travis is in here, Greg's in here. Here, this is actually here, the Media of the Gods. This is Travis's story.
Oh yeah.
The quality is really good, man. It came out really nice. Let me see where my story is in here. This one is actually one of the interesting things. It's called the Hummingbird. I didn't write this one. I was hired as the artist, and so because of the rush, I told him, dude, I can't do this so quickly. How about if we bring in my daughter? So my daughter worked with me. So in this case, I did all the artwork, all the breakdowns, and she actually did the enhancements. So we actually switched. I became the drawer, and she became the inker practically. So, and she did all the coloring and everything, and she has a beautiful style. And it comes up through in here. So I'm really proud of all the work we did together.
You sent me that one time, right? When I was looking for an artist, you showed me you and your daughter's style, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, and and she's only going to get better. She's now in FIT. So, and then I also will have at the show, I'll bring my other anthologies, which is Horrendous, and I got a 10-page story in here. I got a 6-page story in here in Stupendous. The only one I won't have, because unfortunately, the thanks to the shipping crunch, they haven't arrived onto the coast yet. Not So Fair Tales, which I have 3 stories in.
Oh wow!
And that's the one that's a hardcover and everything. Unfortunately, that one is still waiting out there. I'll have Stupid Kids come up now next year. I'm in another one that can't talk about. It's going to be coming up.
I'm sure it's great.
And then I have what?
I said I'm sure it's great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. No, it's about Florida, so you know how that's.
Oh yeah. I revealed this last time someone brought it up. It's Florida Man. They can't talk about it. I know. I was invited. I just didn't want to write anything for Florida Man because I live in Florida and I have to deal with it every day. It's too much.
I lived there. I lived there for many years, so I know exactly what's going on. So it's like
I do too.
So I got that one. I got the one from Europe. I did a pitch for a bigger anthology. This one is actually distributed through Diamond, so I'm hoping to get into that one. And I got my own books coming out eventually in a few years. The Kickstarter that is actually being funded now called for my buddies of Seer Nova Chamber Chronicles of Horror #2. It's out. It's already funded. People got good friends of mine are in that one. Ian Miller, Graham Malkin. The quality has jumped from #1 to #2 100-fold. It is absolutely fantastic. I will be in #3, and the funny thing, they're taking a hiatus for a year. So I say, like, what? 2 years now for me to get my story in next time. Really, guys? You did 2 in a row. Now we're gonna wait, but no, it's just. So I'll be in that one too. I'm hoping to keep things rolling because eventually I know all this nice movement is going to dry up because it happens. You get to a point and go like, okay, what's the next one? And when that comes around, I have my personal projects coming up. If I get into that main pitch that I did to that big book, that'll be the first time my original character is going to be in the public eye since I wrote it in the 80s. And if that works, then that's going to be followed by a series as well as a mini series. I'm looking to do my own anthologies and stuff. So if I look at it this way, I'm probably busy through the next 2-3 years because
That's awesome.
people have this idea that comics are really easy to make. And it's like all of a sudden you sit down and you actually start doing them. Like, wait, this takes time. It's like all this stuff. And eventually I have to get an editor for some of this stuff because I've been winging it myself. And even the story I sent in for the 2-pager, I look at it and go like, I think this could have had a better deal here in this corner. Maybe I should have fixed that. And I know an editor would have come in and said, let's do something with her.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to Tim. But yeah, I appreciate all that stuff. And we're going to see you at C2E2 is the next con, right?
Yep. That's the last one for this year. And then I start next year only doing maybe one a month.
Okay.
And even that is a lot. So that's a lot. So we'll see.
All right. Well, Tim, we got to talk about Waterworld and Water Wars, not Waterworld.
You got it.
Yeah. Talk about Waterworld. I find that movie fantastic, but I think I'm in the minority.
Well, I'm also a fan of post-apocalyptic material in general, so I'm not a hater. I wouldn't say that's the best movie, but
sure, yeah. Well, go ahead. Tell us what's up.
My name's Timothy Fling. I'm a writer, primarily science fiction, and their comics is what they are. And I write Water Wars 2288, and I wrote The Hunchback, and a couple of other short stories that are popping up here and there in the various anthologies. I've been meeting a couple of the people trying to network and everything. We just met, of course, a couple of days ago. I did meet Daniel once. I mentioned. I don't know if he remembers it. It was in Baltimore. I think it was 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago.
I think a little bit. It's coming back to me a little bit.
Yeah, it was the Short Fuse booth or something like that.
Yeah, it was Short Fuse at the time.
Yeah. I didn't really know them, but at that time I was promoting that book Socket, and I was walking around handing out copies of Socket, trying to get some traction on that book. That was before I had really learned about how to do Kickstarter. So this is my third one. It's the latest chapter in the Water Wars Chronicles. This one is exclusively the artwork of Erwin Arosa, who is primarily known as a variant cover guy, and he's been my partner for a little over 2 years now. We had another successful Kickstarter together. That was The Hunchback of Theological Quadrant 19. That was the first sort of stab into what some people might say is serious sci-fi. I don't know if I would say it's serious necessarily because some of the storylines are a little zany, but on the other hand, it's not particularly superhero material. So I got to be careful how I market the stuff. You know what I mean? There's nobody really with any powers or that kind of thing, but it's very heavy on the augmented humans and the AI and the dystopian scenarios and the rogue governments and all that kind of thing. So if you dig that kind of material, I think you'd probably dig this one. The plot in this case is it's a robot terrorist event that's in 2281, and they detonate a cobalt mine below the tectonic crust, and it causes this cataclysm that you see in some of the previews. It's an aquatic cataclysm. New York City's underwater. The sea captain, he has this job to find the survivors, and he patrols the corridor. And of course, he's not finding anybody, and he stumbles across a survivor. And I don't mind dishing the spoilers out. We're all writers. The survivor is actually a robot designed to trap him. It's robot Marilyn Monroe, if you've been following this. And she summons the extinction engine, and then there's a climactic battle. And it's got the kind of things that we try to strive for in stories, right? The captain, he's inspired. He quotes poetry. The character's all a little bit weird. There's a third wheel, you might say. The naval computer is a little bit jealous of the affection between the two. So there's some kind of cool dynamics, right? And the book itself is that's your anchor story to the book. That's the main meat of it, right? And there's always additional stories. All the books are 3 short stories in them. The second one is Robot City Blues, which is the story of an augmented human after coming back from a war, essentially being banished from society and trying to discover what his humanity is. So if you like that kind of, it's in the theme of like a 70s retro sci-fi. If you like the kind of things like Logan's Run, I Am Legend, any of the Mad Max type of books, I think you'd probably dig it. And, you know, we're shooting for, in this book, something a little bit different. Some of my other ones are a little bit more comic-y, I guess you would say. And what we're shooting for is it has all the cinematic panels, and these do come with their own theme songs as well. We're songwriters, so each story comes with a song. And the idea is you could listen to them while you're reading if you're so inclined. But they're basically short 2-minute Kickstarter themes and using basically all the modern software recording techniques. So I'm pretty happy with how the music's going too.
Yeah, John,
Yeah.
The art is insane. I keep saying I'm gonna steal him, but he's like, there's a whole bunch of rules if you're gonna steal him. And
Yeah, and he's definitely a great guy to work with. I would recommend him strongly for any kind of material you'd be considering. We also got another book coming out next year. This is a Call of the Cryptid. It is a cryptid-based UFO story.
oh wow,
So, yeah, you like cryptids or UFOs or both?
yeah.
The quick pitch in it is after an alien abduction, a young girl gains the ability to communicate with cryptids.
Okay.
That's the 10-second version.
So
But
can
yeah,
we,
so
can we
go
play
ahead.
the video? Because we haven't.
Oh yeah,
done
go
that.
for it, bro. Yeah,
We
man,
can do
knock
that,
yourself
but
out.
so everything's fine. We're not going to get hit with.
No, the themes, it's our own music and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, YouTube gods, Tim, this is his music, so I can use it. You don't need to flag me. All right, for my 5 views on YouTube, right?
Sure.
All my views are on Facebook, anyways. But like, come on, YouTube, I'm gonna get monetized in 2047, and I want to get it 2048.
Yeah, exactly.
You keep flagging me. All right, let's play it real quick.
Go for it, bro.
I'm wrapping this up in 20.
Hey guys, this is Timothy Fling. Some of you know me as Holden. I am here today to welcome you to our 3rd Kickstarter. Earth Dog Studios proudly presents the next stirring chapter in the Water Wars saga, Lost at Sea. Lost at Sea is a 48-page, giant-sized sci-fi adventure featuring the astounding artwork of Erwin Arosa. Our Kickstarter will feature original music, custom art commissions, and even the ability to have yourself drawn in to the Water Wars 2288 universe. There will even be a catch-up tier if you missed the first issue, and for the first time, I'm very excited about this, we're offering a 106-page collected edition. This is the trade paperback of the Water Wars Chronicles, available for the first time in print. So we're all pretty excited to bring this to you. The book came out amazing. I can't wait to show it to you. The Kickstarter is going to be tons of fun. We're going to have free giveaways. I'm excited. I just want to say thank you very much, and we'll see you behind the backer wall.
Don't miss out.
Nice.
So I personally think you should have wrote the hottest book of 2022 and get the edge before anybody else does. Like just claim it early. So, and if everyone says no, man, like my book already claimed that. So I don't know what you're talking about. And like start little internet wars.
Yeah, I'm really very happy with the way it came out. I've had some real quality teammates. This is Erwin's and I. We've been working together for just about 2 years or so, and he's one of those artist that when you work with him, his vision that he's calculating in his mind is just elevates the script in many cases better than what I had to begin with. So I'm real thrilled with the work that he's done here. I'm going to make a bold statement. I think it's his best work.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Yeah,
So
I'm not saying
means-
that because of me. I'm not saying that because of me. By the way, I'm a fan as well. As you know, I back the other books and things that he's on. So, you know, I kind of.
So what you're saying is, since this is his best work, everybody else can have him. You no longer have any need of him.
I just pledged so I can check it out and see if I can steal him too. So we'll see what
thanks.
happens.
I mean,
I will definitely
it's amazing,
recommend
right?
it.
Like there is very few books like that I need to back. That art is just fantastic. It's very modern of what people are going into. He's got that watercolor paint, but it's comic booky enough that it doesn't go. Because I don't know if you ever read a comic book where you're just like, this is just too artsy. Like, I'm done.
Yeah,
like,
right.
The guy who works with Neil Gaiman, P.H. Craig Russell, can do that sometimes.
Correct.
Some of this stuff is in my opinion, some of it's way too fantasy. Like the star.
It's almost like a graphic design.
Right. You're like, dude, you're giving me like paintings from my wall, not a comic book.
right. Because at the end of the day, right, it is still sequential art that we're using to tell the story. And like I say, since we're in a group of writers here, you know, the idea is the interplay between the panels, right? Like we all write our own panels and we know what they're supposed to be. So you're going to get varying results from different artists. You know, I think that's one of those things. You don't really want too much art, just enough to drive the story. And realistically, anything that doesn't contribute to the story, you know, to use the Lost at Sea reference, throw it overboard, man.
Right. That's good. All right. So we've got to that. Yeah, I just saw you got a new pledge. You're at 81, which is great.
Yeah, thank you. I think I was our buddy here. Hey, thank you, buddy.
That's important to me. I'll keep doing these until you get 100.
And I'll make that quick plug again.
I'll check everybody's stuff out too when we get done here.
Yeah, Matt, listen, I'll follow you too. I actually saw that book. I was aware of it. I'm one of the I'm saved on your list.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I forget.
Back to the earlier.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
And I'll follow Daniel too when he has his new thing. I heard a little bit about that. So like I'm still at the stage you said about being new. Hey man, look, I'm right there with you. This is only my third one, so I'm still kind of like meeting all the people and so forth. So yeah. I also do. You know, Travis already knows this. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, Travis.
No,
but I'll do a digital swap with you if you ever want to. Hey, if they pledge you, they get a free copy of my book and vice versa. Because I've had some success with that, and you know, it's. Sometimes the best marketing is between the people that made the book, you know what I mean? And you can kind of bump up your campaign if you get a lot of good digital creators. I've been lucky that I met some of the pretty darn good ones. So I got probably 12 or 15 in my little digital section that I give to the backers.
Yeah, you know, that's another thing too, is I didn't really reach out to anybody. Travis offered some books in my first campaign. I don't know that and I felt like I didn't want to bother anybody with this. So I'm really just feeling everybody out, and I know everybody's so supportive, but I was like, I hastily threw this campaign together, and I was real reserved with some things.
Right.
And I was like,
you need each other to go forward, you know?
Yeah. And I think you got a solid concept there too. I think it's a great concept, and I think that you could really go somewhere with it.
Yeah, I really like it. It's fun to write. It's a fun read. I've gotten some good feedback. And just in this short period of this this campaign, I've already gotten returning backers from the that came on to try it out from the first campaign. So that's pretty rewarding in itself, you know.
That's the best thing, man, is getting those backers who have come. And I have people who will buy anything I make. At this point I've figured out who they are, because what gets scary is like, you know, look at Tim right now. He's doing everything in Waterworld, but I've talked to him enough to know he's got other plans. Like he's got to break this world and go to a different world, and you get scared, right? You get scared what that looks like, but you guys are going to do great. You know, I believe in you guys. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of help, and the indie community in general has really been very warm and welcoming to me. And that's why I kind of try to do it now too. Like I don't really have as many followers or whatever, but I'll definitely share what little I got. And I've definitely learned a couple of things that don't work too well. That's the big secret, is learning the ones that don't go well. Yeah, right.
So All right, we are going to be wrapping up pretty soon here, but I do want to give everybody a little time to kind of chat. I normally try to add a little bit of validity and education. I think we kind of covered that with a little of the stuff we talked about with Tim and I earlier, and then we gave some coaching a little bit to Matt here. But I've got some beef I've got to address with Daniel. If you guys all want to hear it here,
Sure. This ought to be good.
What I do?
So if you're ready. So here's the thing, Daniel. I've read a lot of Moon Knight characters. And I got to say this, and I'm sorry if it offends you, but I forgot he was Jewish until you made a big deal about it. Like, I completely forgot. So for me, who's a reader of him, I'm like, is he really that Jewish? Because he doesn't talk about it that much. We know his dad's a rabbi. That's a big deal. But please tell me.
I don't think it's been covered as often. I actually just started getting into reading it because I just got that giant omnibus that Marvel printed a little while ago.
Okay.
It was a famous issue, I think, from the 70s or 80s, where he literally fights Nazis and saves a Torah scroll from a synagogue that the Nazis light on fire. But I think there's a recent run where one of the things he deals with is his multiple personalities and multiple kind of like there's a point I think there's where his Jewish background was basically in conflict also with his vigilantism, also being in conflict with Kansu. It's like during I think a recent arc where he's basically going for like a psychological inner spiral. It's something I read in an article like several months back. I think it's been touched upon somewhat, but it hasn't been really as explored. Except for one or two stories. They might have been just one-shots.
Right. Well, in the latest issue, it's actually mentioned a lot in the latest issue, which is funny because, like I said, I was like, when you wrote that, I was like, I don't even remember that he's Jewish. Like, I knew his dad was a rabbi, like, but I was like, I've not even mentioned. Then the next issue, it's like, look at all this Jewish material. Because that's the way the world works.
Yeah, it's also because think about it, when they first because he first came out in the 70s. This is coming after decades of Jews being excluded from a lot of high-end jobs. Like one of the reasons there were so many Jewish roots in comic books was because Jews were not allowed to be in marketing or business or big business stuff, whatnot. So a lot of the sons of some daughters of immigrants ended up in comic books. But they couldn't make really a lot of the characters Jewish because of all the societal anti-Semitism. I actually was talking about this earlier in another post because there's a whole debate in a Facebook group I was having where they were asking me, is Peter Parker Jewish? I'm like, I don't think so. He may have like Jewish by osmosis for being a New Yorker from a traditionally Jewish neighborhood, but I don't think canonically that character's been Jewish. Except for, I think, Into the Spider-Verse.
I think they actually avoid that, like, completely. They've never fully put him in, like, Daredevil's Catholic, but they never fully say, yes, he's gone to Catholic Mass. He's also gone to a whole bunch of stuff. I think they do that on purpose.
Well, I know that Aunt May celebrates Christmas, and Peter got married to MJ in a church.
Right.
Right. But we also know that Into the Spider-Verse, Peter Benjamin Parker, at least in the Jewish wedding, we don't know if he's Jewish or MJ in that universe was Jewish.
Right. That's true.
But when it comes to Moon Knight, it's because I think it's the Kansu thing that kind of outweighs his Jewish background. It's also this thing, I think, other than that one big story, which flashes back to his childhood where his rabbi father actually gets assaulted by neo-Nazis as well in a flashback. And in many ways, Moon Knight, his background as a guy who basically flees his family to become basically a mercenary, is another the whole assimilation.
I want to apologize for everybody else here. They're like, "What is going on here? We're talking about Jews in comics. How'd this happen?" Daniel is a lot of stuff he's writing about. He is Jewish, and he says some things, and I like to talk about it. Like one of my literally favorite comic books of all time, single issue, is Captain America, where Magneto beats they're doing Acts of Vengeance, and Acts of Vengeance is two villains team up to go against villains that heroes that they wouldn't have. They kind of switch, And Red Skull goes, Magneto, you should help me. And he's like, hell's no. Throws him in a box and buries him alive because, he's a Nazi. And Magneto is, Magneto. And it's literally my favorite. It's the best.
It's like always cathartic seeing Captain America punch Hydra or a Nazi or something.
Right.
Because think about it, Captain America was basically two Jews getting back at Hitler in the most Aryan way possible.
Right, sure.
I think my favorite Jewish character is still Ben Grimm.
Yeah,
I actually talked to my dad about that. Apparently, when that was first announced back in late 90s, early 2000s.
Something like that. Yeah.
What I found out was we used to get a magazine called Reform Judaism, which I think is the Reform Judaism official magazine. I don't know how we got the subscription, but they had an article about how the thing had become Jewish. Apparently, Forbidden Planet here in New York advertised it with, guess what Fantastic Four member is Jewish? Hint, how do you circumcise a And then in recent years, Ben got married in a Jewish ceremony.
Right, that's the one I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, him and...
Well, I've always loved Ben Grimm, though. And he has a long history of fighting Nazis, too, so he came by it honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, George, how are you?
I mean, his whole background is basically Jack Kirby's, which is basically he's a Jewish, street fighter.
I always sort of guessed that maybe they... Of course, I don't know this, Daniel, but I always sort of guessed that maybe they were honoring Kirby in some way with that.
That's my feeling, too. It's basically
I don't have any way to... That's just a gut feeling. I don't have any way to...
Well, given that when Mark Waid and Warigno were doing Fantastic Four book, God was literally Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not 100% wrong.
Yeah.
616.
Yeah.
Just to state that out. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just wanted to address that, just because, I think it's interesting when it's very personal to you, you can feel the effects of something, right?
Yeah. Like, and that's why a lot of us Jews, when Oscar Isaac was cast, we're like, you're going to get a Jew?
Right. I remember like all the times that, when Andrew Garfield was cast as Spider-Man, I'm like, no, he's British. Like Spider-Man is from thing. And then I remember the Captain America. I was like, if you cast a non-American, I'm going to be like, you can't.
To be fair to Andrew Garfield,
I know it's an accent, I get it, but still, no.
To be fair to Andrew Garfield, though, he does have dual citizenship.
Well, that is true. So, and he did a great job at Spider-Man. Not so great at Peter Parker, but he's great at Spider-Man.
And he actually said his version of Spidey is a Jewish Spidey. It's actually really funny because they were filming, of course, Forest Hills, but they actually filmed Forest Hills in a neighborhood just north of me here in Brooklyn, in a neighborhood called Wizard Terrace. So instead of filming in Queens, they did film in Forest Hills for the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we've gone through a whole bunch of stuff. We've now addressed Jewish comic characters. We got to talk before we go. We've got a Black Cat. We got not Black Cat, Shadow Cat. Now I think we've addressed all the important ones, right?
There's probably several others. There's Wiccan, and there's probably so many others that.
Sure. But you got Magneto, Thing, and Shadow Cat. Those are the three.
Yeah.
There is a rabbi in the comic number 1. If that is something,
if that helps, if you're not buying Matt and it's comedian, you could definitely make a rabbi joke at some point. Like just give it time.
It's just a sight gag, but there is one in there.
Yeah. So let's see where we're at. So campaigns, we're comedian. You're at 1,011. You're at 33 backers. That's a couple backers since we started. Which is great.
That's good.
Lost at Sea. You're at 82 backers now.
Nice.
At 3,080. So you've got 2 backers from this, and I am at
excellent, man. And that also means we're almost to the unlocking the next song, the digital theme song.
Is that at 85? Where's that?
It's $200 more. It's 32.88. It is the next.
That's a good one for you. Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll hit it.
I actually just put you in my update too, Tim. I've been meaning to do that, so I just put that up. I was doing that behind the scenes while we're chatting, and that just went out. So hopefully that'll be a big deal.
I'll get you tomorrow.
So yeah, we're at 3:28. Yeah, I got 14 hours to go, so you better do it before you eat any turkey.
Yeah, I might do this right now. I'll jump on the campaign now.
But yeah, that's what's going on. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to wrap it up a little early tonight. I normally go for a couple hours, but we've got everything going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got to get up at 6 and make a drive. I will tell my Incan friend here that I just had a long talk with a Mr. Jim O'Reilly. I don't know if you know Jim O'Reilly.
I do know him well. He's a good artist. Damn good artist.
He happens to want to only pencil a project that he wants to work with me. So that's interesting. I may need some inks for that. I don't know.
No, and I actually. Oh, let me see if I have it around here now. I met Jim at the. What was that? There was a show that was at, I think it was in Northern Valley, something like that, and it wasn't too active.
Okay.
So I basically asked him, you want to do some rough sketch of something, and he was looking at my Batman sketchbook and says, "Oh, let me do a scarecrow." He did a scarecrow, and then I inked it there at the show, and then he said, "I'll give that to me." And he added some grays. It came out beautiful, man. So I've worked with him before, and he's great. He's absolutely great. So let me know, man. I would love to go back and work with him again. We got one of those styles that mesh really well.
I would love to know. Cole wants me to stay up for another 3 hours. Please keep him and Baby Marshall company. His actual baby's name is Dazzler, so I don't understand why he's saying Baby Marshall, but whatever that is. It's named after an X-Men, a rare X-Men, and obviously that's Dazzler. Like Dazzler is the comic, one that you wouldn't think of. So I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to say before you take off? I may stick around for a minute and I'll show my campaign. But you guys don't.
I already followed everybody. I was not following of our group here, so
yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks. I'm gonna get everybody here too.
And then last thing, I put up a link on the comments. I forgot that. I keep forgetting because so many things going on. I'm very lucky to have so many things going on. In February, I'll have my comic coming out, which I'm doing with a good friend of mine, Matt Parton. We are doing the official comic of the Valentine Bluffs horror movie that's being filmed here in outside of Philly. And we're going to be doing a 12-page comic. You can pre-order it now. It's still available through Indiegogo because apparently Indiegogo never ends. They funded it and it keeps going. They keep adding stuff and they keep getting more money for the project. And one of the perks they put up was the comic book. So we're going to make 300 copies of it. So if you pre-order it, you'll be able to get a copy of it there. And in my links, there's a link directly to it that says Valentine Bluff Comic. You can go check it out, and for $15, you will have it. It's a great project, and we got figurines and stuff in that. Valentine Bluffs, a fan-based movie.
That's awesome. You just got another backer, Tim. You're at 3,097.
Nice. Let's make some new stuff, man. Let's make some music. That's the next.
You're gonna have a hard time stopping at that exact number. All your pledges should somehow even out to that, right? Like it's not guaranteed, but like it would only.
Well, and actually, my record, Travis, was 90 for the last one. So anything over 90 is already breaking the record.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I thank you guys for creating. I always have your back. I don't always do this, but I always have your back. If there's anything you guys need advice, if you need some digital comics, whatever you guys need to help build your comic brand, let me know. I don't pretend that I'm any advanced than anybody else, but I've been doing it for a bit, and I know some trick.
Perfect. Glad to.
Yeah,
thanks again, Travis.
And the tips.
Guys.
No problem.
Nice to meet you
Let's
guys.
go around the room and say goodnight. Matt, we'll start with you.
Yeah, good night. Thanks for having me on. Check out the comic. I'll check out your guys' stuff and appreciate the support.
Yeah, let's share it one more time. Let's just make sure. Let me give it back up. Sorry. I'm killing a little bit of time. I know I did need to go, but my wife's putting my son to bed, and if I don't go in there, I don't have to deal with that. So, Comedian 1 and 2 right there. It's a great book. We already did the video. I got issue 1. I loved it. Can you get some of the old covers from issue 1?
Yeah, that's on here. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Tommy Boy cover. Was
Yeah,
Tommy Boy? That's Tommy Boy, right?
Yeah, yep. I didn't. Now I'm going to do a variant bundle mid campaign when the other variant gets done. That'll be your chance to get there. But I didn't do any add-ons or anything. But I still have some of those limited. But yeah, those were pretty popular at the convention I did.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, Joe's art digitally does not do it justice. Like when you see the physical book,
Yes.
it is way better. It doesn't do it. I don't know what to tell Joe to fix it, but his art, when you see it in physical form, just pops off the page, and really it does better than the digital look of it. I don't know. I'm not trying to insult Joe's art in any way. I'm just trying
No, I
to
got
say,
you. It was like a better experience every step of the way, right? So he would send me a sketch and then ink and then color and then finally this full page, and then I seen it off my phone. I see it on the computer, and then I finally held it in my hands, and I'm like, it was a whole new thing, you know? It was
yeah.
even better.
No. Absolutely. So back that, how do you find a Comedian 1 and 2 on Kickstarter?
The comic 1 and 2.
Comic.
If you go that route, you're going to scroll a lot. There's a lot of campaigns with the word comic in it. So
actually, yours was the first one. Actually, when I did, I put comedian, and you showed up first.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
same here.
Okay, search comedian. Then that seems to work.
Yeah.
If not, search Cargill. That's the way I've been telling people to do it. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so next up, Tim. You can take off or you can stay, whatever you want to do.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Brian,
good night,
visual
guys.
artist
Have a
right
good
here.
holiday. Have a good
Brian,
holiday.
private message me some art. We'll throw it up on the page before we're done.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Bye, Matt. All right, Tim.
Okay, so are you showing anything, or am I just saying goodbye?
I want to gaze at you. So if I stop, I mean, just this is the time of year where you have to be thankful for something, and I'm
super thankful, man. I'll tell you, I'm grateful to meet everybody, and I'm having a really positive experience with using the Kickstarter and having a very positive experience reaching new backers and reaching new customers. So I don't know if I probably had a little bit of luck. I've met some pretty nice folks, and they've sort of helped me. But I've got nothing but sunshine to report on. I'm super grateful. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And if you like weird retro sci-fi in a lushly painted visual world, you will like Lost at Sea. Got some cool stuff. We got a pin there. We got variant covers. There's my other stuff. I write Water Wars too. It's all post-apocalyptic sci-fi shenanigans.
Yeah. No, I like it. I love the art. I think it's really, really cool. I'm excited about it. I know I'm going to regret just getting this issue. I know I'm going to want the rest, so I'm going to have to figure that out after, but I still got 4 days to change my mind, maybe I'll be up in my pledges, but absolutely. I love this book. I've been happy to meet you these last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see each other on the battlefield forever. And the secret of why you're doing so well in Kickstarter and why you're not seeing jerks is, 1, there's not as many jerks as advertised. 2, you have been doing comics. You used to run a comic store.
Right, exactly.
Comic people, fans and otherwise, tend to blow a little bit of smoke sometimes. So if you could filter that, you're good to go. Same reason why I do well. Like, I used to run a comic store. Not everybody who came in has Hulk 181. I don't care how many people tell me they do. Right? They're 9.9 at home.
Right,
I look at CGC. There's only a 9.8 ever %, but somehow they have it. Right.
Well, I just want to say thanks again. You guys have a great night. I will follow up with everybody, so we'll stay in touch with each other.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, like I said, I put you in my last update. I think you'll see some backers from that very, very soon.
Thank you, buddy. I owe you one.
All right.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Daniel.
Yes.
The man who's too good for pants. But yeah. Tell me what's up, man.
Anyway, just happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and I hope to see a lot of you guys watching, or some of you here. You have left or still here at C2E2 in a couple weeks. Oh, guys, a couple weeks.
I think it's like 15 days.
Nice. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be
So here's what you could do. You have the guy sitting with Daniel pencil it. And then you have our boy down below. What's your booth numbers?
We don't have them.
Yeah.
You don't have your booth numbers?
No.
So get a pencil. You can save a little bit of money, and then get it inked, and then you've got a original piece that nobody can duplicate.
Yeah. Just don't ask me to draw it because you get maybe a stick figure.
Dude, I don't know. That's a new trend with Todd McFarlane, though, getting writers to draw, and then he inks them and makes them look awesome. Like, I think we need an indie guy who does that. Like, who goes, all right, make your writer cover, and I'm going to ink it, and I'm going to make it pop.
That could be interesting, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Well, have you seen Donny Cates' Spawn? Did you see his cover?
I do
Let
not.
me pull it up. I got to pull it up.
I do know. I did say I do own one sketch by a writer. That's Tom King, and because he does those joke sketches.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah. So for a $5 donation to Hero Initiative in 2018 at New York Comic Con, he did a quick, I'm sorry, Batman sketch.
I think I actually have one of those too in one of his books. I think Miracle Man or something like that. One that he wrote.
Yeah, it's in my sketchbook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll definitely check it. Once I see where you're going to be, okay.
Yeah.
That's Donny Cates, who is a writer. That's with, obviously Todd McFarlane's ink. So, I mean, he had a little help, I bet.
Yeah. Isn't Donny Cates also a decent-ish artist in his own right?
Not really. Let me show you his Venom. Let me show you. This is fully him. He does have art experience. He did go to art school, but very quickly in art school, the story goes, the script writing classes were like, hey, why don't you stay over here, guy?
It's like I have dysgraphia. I have had motor skills when it comes to handwriting and related skills. So it's like, no, you don't want me to be the one who drew it.
Yeah, well, I can make a decent. So took enough art in high school that I can do a decent perspective.
I was asked to drop a required art class because of my dysgraphia.
Okay, all right.
Not that level bad.
All right. Oh, you guys can see my thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So this is his Venom.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it should be on a professional cover, but it's definitely not bad. Like, this is Artist Alley. One of the guys in Artist Alley would be doing something similar to this.
You know what kind of reminds me of, in a weird way, Ed Piscor a bit?
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Again, design stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. All right. So, Daniel, wrap it up. Tell them where, besides C2E2, where can we buy American Dreams?
Right now, you can buy them. I'll put the link in the private chat, which you can then link in the public chat.
Will do.
You can right now. You can buy American Dreams digitally only at the moment because I pretty much have all my stock going to C2E2 for sales. But you can buy the first 5 issues, which comprises the entire first arc of American Dreams, at the official Alice Studios Square site.
Nice.
Which is going to be eventually the storefront for all my comics.
Nice. Absolutely. Let me add that to everything.
That's Alice as in map, not Alice as in you know.
Right. I get you. All right. And last but not least, our other C2E2 inker extraordinaire.
Yeah, this is actually going to be my first year at doing C2E2, and I did I did the trifecta, but I actually did the quadrifect because I got into all the repops this year. The only one I was not going to be able to attend to is the one next weekend, which is Emerald City. I was going to do it, but it was just Emerald City followed by Chicago was too much of a trip, and I didn't want to go all the way, be out here for 2 weeks. So
right.
C2E2 for me, and I'll be actually going to be staying at the hotel across it from it, so it's going to be like for the first time, I think I'm actually going to have a relaxing time because all I got to do is just walk across, not have to worry to driving and anything.
Nice,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Are you one of those guys who I don't know if you're slow or fast. Do you need to go home and do some and bring them back in the morning type of thing for commissions?
I've done. The thing is, depends on some shows. I don't have. Sometimes, like for example, I have a few clients who ask me ahead of time for certain shows and say, "Look, Can you do this?" I'll say, "Yeah." So they'll just bring it in. Other times, I will. Most of the stuff I can get it done during the show, but every once in a while, like for example, when was it? For Cincinnati, the guy asked me for a 9x12 portrait torso of this character from a PlayStation game, Eloy, which I'd never done, and I forgot that I left it on my pricing color, and he said, "Okay," and I wanted color to go like, "Oh my god!" So no, that one I had to take home. So I had to work I was staying with my brother for that show, and so I took it back in there, and I was working on the floor because there was no good place for me to work it, and I had no studio in his place. So I try to avoid that when I'm at shows because otherwise it's not the same.
Yeah,
I know
my buddy Carl, like he's fantastic. Carl Moline, he's known for Route 66, and he did a lot of Buffy's. He's a pro. He did Marvel's Avengers Arena and a few other things, and he's always that. He'll have to do like 3 at night. But he says, they get him done faster. All the distractions and people asking him questions because he's been in so many books. He needs to take that time off.
Yeah, I mean, who does them at night at times? My usual con buddy next to it, Keith Williams.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would come back the next day. He says, "Man, I was up until 3." I'm like, "Really?" It's like you should do a little faster, man. Like,
right.
No, that's not like that. But anyway, I'll be a C2E2. If anybody wants to, I already posted it somewhere in the comments. My link, you can check out all my stuff in the link tree. I actually have a store, but I don't actually activate it much because I'm on the road so much that people can pretty much get anything they want from me at the shows.
Right.
And I'm almost cross country. So if anybody does find something you want, any of my metal prints or my canvases or any of that stuff, you can see it on my portfolio. Just hit me up and I'll get them sent to you. I have a deal with the printing house that does all my stuff that they will ship directly to a client, and I've already done it a few times. And I'll just send them the order, and they'll ship it out directly to the client, so you can get it FedExed overnight to your house. And it's like really, really $15, and that's it. And if you can't get to a show, for my canvases, for metal prints, anything, you can combine them, and it's a good deal. So. But anyway, you'll also can pre-order my Valentine Bluffs and the comic, so it's all in there. And
yeah, that's an Indiegogo.
And on Sunday at 4:15, Seer Nova is going to have their online show. They're doing like Artist Alley and panels and stuff. I'm going to have a little 15-minute preview of my C2E2 merchandise. So if anybody wants to head over to the Seer Nova Comics Facebook page on Sunday, 4:45 is my show.
Nice. I have one too, and I don't
yeah, you're on there too. Yeah,
I'm on Sunday. I'm doing something. I just don't remember. And then Chuck wants me on Friday night. Chuck, if you're watching, I don't know the answer to that question, but I will tell you tomorrow. There's a writers forum at 6, and I'm hopefully be on that as well.
Yeah, I'm the lead into the final episode of the breakfast chat. Mm-hmm. So I'm the lead in. I told him that's a good way of keeping me quiet. Let's go with good. Getting me off the stage. So
all right, thank you. I'm gonna Brian's work. You can stick around if you want, and then I'm gonna go through Holiday Spirit sometime, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta crash too. I gotta finish. I gotta put the turkey in tomorrow early. So
Right. Same. Yeah, we got the family. I got to leave at 6 to go pick up my daughter. She lives in Orlando, so it's about an hour drive. So it is what it is. We'll get it all going. I want her here. I only get her for the morning, so we'll make it happen.
Definitely, man.
Well, I appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving
to everybody there. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.
All right. let me show off Brian Rose's stuff. Brian has been hanging out with us. Last few things. Can you guys see that? I think you can. Yeah. So Brian Rose is a great guy. This is part of his book Dragon Fruit. This is a cosplay that he did, which is really, really cool. I love the staple. I love his coloring. He's got a really good coloring vibe. That's another picture of that. Those are all his art. And he can be found on Amazon. Brian, if you can post your stuff there. He showed me the other day while we were chatting. He's been having he wanted to jump on and hang out tonight, but he has been so busy. But yeah, there's Dream Sprites and there's Dragon Fruit. And he'll click those links in our chat so you guys can see them. Oh, sorry, you guys are seeing my nonsense. So if you guys can click on those, Brian Rose is a really good artist. I'm really excited to see what he does. Hopefully he'll get on Kickstarter and try to do some of those things. But until then, Amazon's a great platform. Maybe we can get him in Kindle Direct or any of that stuff. It's worked for Scott Snyder. Why not? Why can't it work for Brian Rose? So, Brian, thank you for sharing that stuff. Message him if you guys are looking for him. I actually just sent a referral for him the other day. Someone is looking for manga style. I said, hey, does this work with what you're looking for? And I haven't heard back, but hopefully it is. So we're going to give one final look at Holiday Spirits. Let's give it one final look. Give it a quicker once over. So we are at 3:30. We got 14 hours to go. $10,750. I'd love to make it to that 11, guys. That would be great. Thank you. Just a moment. Yeah. No problem, brother. And if you can't get to it, I can post them up. Holiday Spirit. It's a 80-page graphic novel. 15 super creative people are part of it. Kind of like a Tales from the Crypt or Twilight Zone. The past, present, future spirits from the classic Christmas Carol come to life, and they talk to a killer who dressed like Krampus, killing children, and gives them some tales from the past, present, and future, all with different characters. Doesn't work the same as in the classic, but what's cool about it is we've got some great covers. Let me show you these covers. Oh, and by the way, all these are digital rewards. So if you back us for digital, you are getting hook the hell up. There's some great stuff there. So make sure, just if you're back for $1, you're getting all that. So these 8 people, they're getting all this stuff because I send that to them. So make sure you do it. All right. So here's our covers. This guy right here did Nottingham. This guy right here did Finger Guns. This guy right here is Brian Silverback. He did everything else. He's done stuff for Scout, created Loggerhead. He has a Kickstarter right now called Caraform, Tales of Caraform. If you're interested in checking that out, it's a good little book. Jonathan Hendricks is in that. He's a great guy. So, it's $20 for the main cover, $25 for the additional covers. We've got some digital stuff here, as I just talked about. We've got a collector's kit for $60. This gives you 2 of the soft covers and some magnets and some mini prints. This one right here gives you deluxe. It gives you the mini prints. It gives you the whole shebang here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I highly recommend it. If you have a chance to check it out, go ahead and do it. It's a really, really cool campaign for us. I'm really excited about it. We've got some of the greatest writers. We've got myself and Don Nguyen. We got Michael Yakas. He worked on, Department of Truth and Shin No Cog from Black Box. We've got Kurt Belcher, who created Rotten Tail. Ricardo Alvarez, who did lots of cool stuff. But things that I know him most for is Reapers, which is a book that I did. That not a lot of people have seen, but Colin Douglas has done all sorts. She's a writer and editor for Scout. She does. She's working with Jesus Sigan, Spanish artist. He's got a really cool tale in there. We've got Robbie Bragdon from Cthulhu Invades Oz. He did some really cool stuff in there. Here we got Nathan Cho and Craig Florence did a really cool piece. It's got like leaf monsters. He didn't show those leaf monsters because Jerome is a fool. And then we've got the Recount team. So Scouts hit book The Recount. We've got the team back together doing a Christmas story in this book. So it's really cool. As you see, the book's done. As I told you earlier, my wife was right over there doing some edits. I've successfully kick-funded all these books. So you can trust me. You can trust that I will get you what you need. So Let's get this going. Let's finish up strong. We only got till tomorrow. I'd love to get a few more backers. I'd love to get us to 1,100. I would love to get us to the 350 to get another unlocks of 20 more backers. So help us out. And yeah, Brian's got those Amazon links here. That's Dragon Fruit. That's Demon Sprites. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for supporting all the people who are here. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And truly, I'll get a little personal for a minute. Thanksgiving is super hard for me. Brian said, all of on print demand. Yes, I'm available for work. I'm looking to get back into work and expand my digital editions in multiple formats. So to learn how to do some of them. Absolutely. So we got a couple of us on here still left. Happy Thanksgiving. So 5 years ago, my mom died on the day before Thanksgiving on November 23rd. So this day is super hard for me. And it's been really hard to even promote my campaign this week because even though it's been 5 years, it's still raw. My mom she died suddenly. She wasn't planned. And it's really tough because I fully believe that Thanksgiving is the purest of all the holidays. It's designed to get your family together. No one tends to get too mad at it. I've heard of the family fight. Most of the time you can just leave, but you go there. Your intention to go there is to be together and physically get away from your phones and spend some time with one another. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I hope you get to do that. I hope you get to do that. I hope you get to I hope you're not even on Facebook. I hope you don't see all my thousands of tweets that I'll post out about holiday spirits tomorrow in the last 5 hours or so. But thank you guys. Thank you. And I'm so thankful for each and every one of you this year. I'll do a better post closer to Christmas, but thank you for all your support. For Broke Down Ford, from Cthulhu Invades Oz. I know that was the end of December, but it fell in. Thank you for Voodoo Nations 2, for Tales of the Collective, for what other book did I do? I just did Expired. Yeah, Expired was another book that I did. And thank you, for Holiday Spirits. My dream doesn't happen without you guys. And I will never take that for granted. And I will never, ever, ever not appreciate and not be thankful for even the dollar, for the share, for anything you guys do, because you helped me get closer to my dream. All I ever wanted in life was to tell a story someone out there could enjoy. So yeah, hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving despite the pain. You don't even live in America. You don't know nothing about Thanksgiving. But no, I will have a happy Thanksgiving. My daughter's going to be here. My daughter, she didn't spend last Thanksgiving with us because she was away. So it's good. It's going to be good. I'm going to get to see some family, but we got some family members sick who won't be here, and that's disappointing. Ignacio, it's really upsetting that Cole said he wanted me to stay here for 3 hours, but I only have one YouTube viewer right now. And you're not Cole, so Cole's a liar. And he betrayed my trust. But yeah, that's what's up. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Honor each other, love each other, love your family as much as you can, because you never know when that's not going to happen. I lost my dad a couple of years ago, and I'm an orphan, and it hurts, and it's tough. So when you have time with your family, love them. God, I look old in this stuff. I'm going to put these glasses on so I can hide it a little better. Yeah, there you go. So you put this in a beer. I'm 22. Look at that. Happy Thanksgiving. Really, truly enjoy yourself. I'm going to go into one little small story. Is that Cole? I saw we have another view. No, okay. I'm going to tell one little small story before I leave. One more little quick thing. Thanksgiving for most people is just the holiday, right? The turkey, the whole thing, and you don't really think about the extra stuff. But I'm from New England, so growing up, Ignacio, I live in America too, asshole. It's South America, so the butt of America, but America nonetheless. Ignacio, listen, the Pilgrims went to Plymouth Rock, which is in Plymouth, Massachusetts, which is pretty fucking far away from South America. And in fact, with the Pilgrims, whole belief structure, they probably wouldn't last long with those Mayans back in the day. Just saying. But yeah, I was gonna say, growing up, I went to Plymouth Rock and I got to go visit. So right now, if you go, there is literally a like a place you can go where they basically do Plymouth Rock every day. So they go from the landing, if you go on that day, and it goes to Thanksgiving, and you can watch them act it out every day. So it's pretty wild. So for me, growing up when I was a kid, you know, you had to wonder if it was real, right? They would bring you here at like third grade and be like, "There's the Indians. They're right there. They're making whatever." I was attacked by a wild goose several times. I had to stay near a teacher because I was trouble. I stole bread from a bread maker, and apparently that's not allowed. And I got talking to. Lots of things happen at the Plymouth experience. And depending on the year you get to go, you also get to go to the ocean, either the ocean spray, which is pretty cool. So you get to try all the juices, or you get to go on a whale watch. And though many of you guys won't know, but some of you guys out there will know a little thing called Voyage of the Mimi. It's a little acting credit for Ben Affleck. I was on the Mimi. I did that voyage. I saw some whales. I took their pictures with my fun saver and never developed the camera. Yeah, I did that. That's me. So I know a lot about Thanksgiving, Ignacio. So don't come at me with some crazy Thanksgiving stuff. And Canadians celebrate in October because they don't know what the hell they're doing. So there. That's it. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you guys. God bless. See you guys soon. Next time you see me, we'll do the wrap up and I'll tell you where we ended with Holiday Spirits. But if you have it back to back or share it out. Only got 14 hours left. 13 hours left now. Peace, love, comics, and all that jazz. Thank you so much. Heart. Bye. Boop, 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 boop.